Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and I wanted to pop on and talk about why it's so tough for women to really set reasonable expectations for themselves, their body, their results, everything else that they're really pushing towards. And this is something, I'm not kidding, I feel like I have had this conversation like 8 times in the past 2 days. There are gals that are in the 12-week program that I have where I work with women one-on-one, really step-by-step guiding you along the way so you get to your goals while working with your body versus fighting against it. So you're not frustrated, you don't feel like you're spinning your wheels, you don't feel like you're trying to implement something that's not getting your results. But the trouble with this for women, because so for example, oh my gosh, one of the gals I was chatting with today, she was like, I was stuck for almost 2 years where I was, nothing I was doing was working, and all of a sudden she starts working with me and like things are changing, things are happening, she's progressing. It's just one of those things that for women, when you start to see a result, you want it now, and you want it to happen super fast. Like all of a sudden when you really notice, and this happens with a lot of gals that I work with because the meal plan is so powerful that it's allowing women to really shift and change their bodies really from the inside out. And it's a very different process. So when you start to have that change, all of a sudden you're like, yes, here we go. I can see it now. I can see the finish line, and I'm just gonna get there as fast as possible. Yeah, I'm just gonna make it happen. And I'm like, whoa, buddy. Pump the brakes a little bit. That's just not how the body works. That's just not how the body works. Now, it'd be super great if it did. Right? Know what I'm saying? It'd be super great if you could just plow forward, push ahead, make it happen. But that's, again, right? That's not how our bodies are working a lot of the time. And if you're forcing something to happen in your body without having the right nutritional support, without having that process happen, without working with your hormones, then you're really setting yourself up for a rebound. So that's the biggest thing that you kind of have to work against. And so I'm going to write that down. Rebound, right? The rebound of bouncing back in weight. Now, this is not like a specific, this can be different, person to person, which is also something to kind of keep in mind. If you've been struggling with this, feeling like, oh, I'm 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And depending on what you're going through, you may have that. So I'll put a link below this video. If you've got questions, if you're like, oh my gosh, that's totally me. Oh my gosh, I've been stuck. And then, oh my gosh, I go up and down all the time. Ugh, why is that? What do I need to do for this, right? I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have around that. It is so common to have that happen. But for a lot of women, they start to see and feel something change, right? So this is, again, I promote doing this in a very healthy way, in a very, step-by-step process so that you're not doing anything crazy, drastic, no crash dieting. I don't promote that for women at all because it's really, Linda, definitely me. Oh, okay. If you're doing crash dieting, it's really destroying your metabolism long term and can cause more stress on your body overall. Not good. Not a good process to go through, honestly. So really, it's important that you're doing step by step. But for most women, here's what they expect, right? So here's what rebound looks like, right? Like, I know what you're gonna say, duh, right? Rebound looks like, oh, say this is your weight, and then, oh, look, I lost 2 pounds. And I did this really crash diet, so I'm losing all this weight here, and then you are like, great, I want to maintain it, but you can only maintain it for a short amount of time because that's not a reasonable, realistic diet. And then you rebound, and you actually gain more weight, and then you rest up, and you're right here. This is what the rebound is, right? That's your rebound weight. Now, a lot of women that I start working with, hi Sheila, that I start working with, this is what the process looks like for them, is that they're here, they start, they might lose a little bit, then here, and then here, and then here, and then here. And this process here can be, look at that. Does that look exciting? No. What looks more exciting? This, clearly. But what's the end result? Rebound. Yeah, it's not good. You like my face that I'm making? What's more beneficial and gives you a lasting result is this step-by-step process. Now, for women that I work with that are high achievers, right? These women, they're driven. They're like, if I can sink my teeth into this, if I can, start to sense that I'm on my way towards that goal, I don't want that to happen. They just want to get there and get there as quick as possible. No, I get it. I totally get it. I'm the same way. Everybody gets a little frustrated, right? Everybody gets a little impatient with their own process and their own body system, right? So it's sort of, you have to, here's what the secret is. This is not anything fancy, but this is something to constantly remind yourself of. And it's super hard to remind yourself of it. So it's always nice to have somebody else to help you remember this, or to keep this top of mind. A coach, an accountability partner, a friend, somebody who can say, hey, look, maybe this is only 5 pounds or something. Maybe this was like, 20, right? I'm throwing these numbers out here, totally. Maybe that looks really sloppy, but maybe this was like 20 pounds, and so you're like, oh, that's so great, right? But you rebounded to 30. That is not good, And this is only 5, and you're like, ugh, look at this, all this work, and this took me, 4 weeks, to get 5 measly pounds. Oh my gosh, that just doesn't even seem fair, or that doesn't seem like enough. But you know what? If you're going to be progressing and really doing it in the right way for your body and your system, so you don't have that nasty rebound, it doesn't matter how much time, it's that you're consistently making progress forward. You know what I mean? Dr. Patrick, you're going to be in Minneapolis next week. Yay! I'll be here next week too. Okay. We're going to have to meet up and have coffee then. Yes, it's super frustrating to be doing everything right and then have nothing happen. So very frustrating, very defeating. It's very, very disheartening when you're feeling like this, or you feel like, or you're looking at this and you're like, that's not good enough. And that's the part of it where women are so hard on themselves. So hard on themselves. This isn't good enough. This isn't fast enough progress to be considered progress. It's throw it out the window because dang it. No, this is just not, this isn't this. This seems much better. But again, this is an unhealthy rebound that happens, and it happens so much, you guys. So really take a look at, and have that outside view. I often will tell people to have, take pictures. Take progress pictures. So whatever you're doing, right? Whatever you're progressing with, it's take pictures, because the scale will not change. Women lose weight differently than men do. The scale will go down right away for men. Do not compare yourself to that, because that's not how it happens for women. So the scale is not necessarily going to tell you the best marker right off the bat. Measurements can help, but there's even some measurements and things and how the female body loses weight in the different areas where it's not even fair to compare it if you're not taking a picture. And it doesn't even have to be that good of a picture. No one else has to see it, right? Just take a picture in the mirror of you and what you're doing. And if you know, and sometimes you have to have somebody else even look at it, because here's the other thing about women that makes it really tough. And I'll be totally honest, because I've worked with thousands of women on these types of things. And here's what it is. You have that one area of your body that you really want to change. Maybe it's your thighs. Maybe it's that one part of your abdomen where you're like, this is the problem. And every time you try and put on pants, it bothers you. And you try and put on your favorite shirt and it sticks out too much, and all these other things, and you're focused on that. But you're not looking at, oh my gosh, when I'm making these health changes, or I'm shifting my nutrition, or I'm getting more protein, or all these other things that, oh, look, I'm slimming out up here. Or oh my gosh, my upper torso is, coming down. You're not even paying attention to any of that because you're just so focused on that one area, right? Women's bodies are designed to store fat. And guess where they like to store fat? Abdomen, hips, and thighs, right? Right there. When your body's under stress too, it's going to store it even more. It's going to get even better at it. Just for you. You're welcome. Yeah. So great. So what does that mean? That means that those areas that you're really targeting, right? I really have yet to meet a gal that's like, I want to lose weight right here. It is, it is really focused in that abdomen, area where women are like, that's where I want to lose weight. That's what I'm focused on. Okay, so you take pictures of your whole body and see your whole body progress. If you're noticing shifts and changes, then whatever you're doing is working. Again, even though it might be like snail's pace, it's still happening. So stick with it. That's honestly the biggest thing, is that women give up on themselves too soon. Too soon. So, I mean, there are some crash things. Again, if you're doing something that's, look, I lost 10 pounds in a week. Are you okay? That's what I ask people. Like, when people are like bragging about stuff like that, I'm like, no, are you okay? You know what I mean? Non-scale victories. Yes. You wish you could share pictures on here. Yes. Yeah. I mean, so these are things where really focus on what's right for your body. Really focus on the process that you're in. Are you really working on making this a lifestyle change? Are you really focused on the long-term effect, how you're going to work with your body at the other end of this? So say to get that total 20-pound mark, right? So that's, say, 20-pound mark there. It takes you, I don't know, let's say 4 months. I'm just, again, throwing numbers out there. This is a, totally, made-up scenario. But say it takes you 4 months, right? So that's 16 weeks. 16 weeks to get 20 pounds. That's like 5 pounds a month, right? Oh, so that would be about right. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm doing the math right. Don't laugh. Okay, so that's like 5 pounds a month-ish. So it's a little more than a pound a week. That's really good progress. Now, again, for those first 4 weeks, for how hard you're working and how much change you've had to make and all this other stuff that you've had to have happen, does it feel like it's that great? No, it doesn't. And is it super easy to give up on yourself? Absolutely. Because it feels like it's not happening quick enough. So it must not be good enough. That's really what it is. You give up on yourself because you're thinking it must not be good enough. But all of a sudden, at the end of 4 months, when you are down that 20 pounds versus doing that in the first month, right? This is what the big difference is. It really makes all the difference in the world. It's amazing. It's totally amazing what happens when you give your body the process. Now, the difference too, creating a new lifestyle, habits, all that stuff, of course, this is going to stick with you longer. Working with your body, with your hormones. You're not going to rebound because you're not fighting against yourself anymore. Those are the big differences right there. So it's very, very different. So you're having a difficult time breaking all the brainwashing from 8 months of keto. Oh, How do I see more? Hold on. No, I can't see it. Let me read it. See more. Come on, Facebook. I can't read the rest of it. I'll have to read it after the video. I'm trying to read more of the comment, but all is... Can I like your comment? I can like your comment. Okay. Retraining the brain. Keto is addicting. Yeah, so that's the other thing too. You guys, keto. I've said this before. I did a whole podcast on this. And what's really funny is that, so on my podcast too. So, my book, The Female Fat Solution, is on Amazon. If you have not read it, it's a great resource, nutrition for hormones and everything else, and getting you results that you can keep. And then there's also my podcast, The Female Health Solution, which if you have not subscribed to, do so now. I have some amazing interviews that I've done, health experts that specialize in a lot of different women's issues. I just did a podcast that released today on fertility with a acupuncturist, and she works specifically with women in fertility. Amazing content. I've got another amazing one coming up next week that's going to be released. Again, all of these experts, I ask them about health and the body and everything else. And when we talk about nutrition and when we talk about crash diets and things that are addicting for women where they want to feel like they want to do this, right, to get this fast result, all of them say, oh my goodness, this is really horrible for the female body. Yeah. Yeah. So keep that in mind. Yes, this can be addicting to get stuck in this area. And it gets addicting, but then it doesn't do you any good long term, meaning you go and you rebound back up. Hi, Kelly. So really, the tough thing for women is to really stick it through. The tough thing for women is to be patient and I don't even want to say patient, but feeling like the progress you're making is good enough for you and the efforts that you're putting in. And that to get this shift and change, to give your body time. I mean, and that's the secret, right? And it's the hardest thing about it is that that's like the last thing you want to hear. It is. It's the last thing you want to hear. It's not fun. It's not like enticing in any way. It's not, it's not anything that anybody loves to say. Oh, if you want to get these results, you're going to have to put in a lot of work and effort over a consistent period of time, and then you'll be able to reap the reward of it. That's not, right? That's not fun. It's just not fun, but it's true. It's true, right? So along the way, what I find helps women, again, because I work with a lot of women who are very successful in life, right? Like they're killing it, right? Which is awesome. But they're like, oh my gosh, the stress levels have caused my hormones to get out of control, and then the weight issues follow, et cetera, right? So, so we work on tightening up the nutrition to balance it and really target that nutrition for the stress, for the lifestyle, so that you can get ahead of it and not feel like you're catching up all the time, okay? And the hardest thing for these women is to really accept the process. And I totally get it, because you know what, to be totally honest, I'm no different either. I get super impatient, even with myself. And so, from playing football, I had, a meniscus injury in my knee and everything else. And I literally had to take time off just to get it to heal. But I was at a point where I was like, this is stupid. I should just quit and give up, and I can push through the pain. And then I have to be like, no, that's really dumb. Like, this is, I know better than this. I really need to let my knee heal, let my meniscus heal, because then I can go and work out as hard as I want, not have it, backfire on me, right? I'm talking myself off of a cliff here, like almost every day. And then I have my friends too, where I'm like, I think it's doing really better. And my one good friend, she's like, is it really though? No, right? I'm just now able to like go upstairs normally without it being painful. So I do it too. I'm no different, right? And the reason I'm doing a video on this and spending this much time on this topic is because it is that important. I don't want to just call it the mindset around, your own health and your journey and your weight loss and everything. That's way too simplistic for the amount of involvement that takes place here and the step-by-step process, right? Because when you're starting, you can be really excited, but when you're in the thick of it here, when you're in like this space here, that's the toughest place to be in, because you're not here yet. You're not close enough where you can really see that finish line. You know what you're doing is working, but gall darn it, you just want it now. Yes. Menopause sucks, no gallbladder sucks, still sticking with it, but the process is so slow. I know. But the biggest thing here too, and again, something for women to kind of keep in mind as you're going through this, because oftentimes the rebound happens with crash dieting. It happens with really doing something that's short-term to just get you that result, but long-term is not healthy for you. So what happens for women, though, is that they'll do this, and then all of a sudden they feel like garbage. No energy, all this stuff. So the things to focus on are, how are you feeling? How's your energy? How's your mental focus? How's your performance at the gym? That's something that I talk about with women in my program all the time. Is how are you able to function through your day? Are you able to give even more every day to your day? That's a big deal, right? Because if you're doing this crash thing, but I lost 20 pounds, but hey, I'm so tired now, I have to go to bed at 5 p.m. Ooh, that's not very fun. And you're not gonna be able to keep that up either. So that's the information I got for you guys tonight. This, I feel like, should be an ongoing discussion for women. So for those of you that, have chatted about this with somebody or are stuck or frustrated with this yourself, I totally get it. I totally understand you. If you have questions about your own process, if you've been frustrated and stuck at a plateau for a really long time and you're feeling like I don't know when to move forward or where to move forward or what's going to keep me moving in the right direction versus taking a step backwards, I'll put a link below this video where you can schedule a call with me. Again, more than happy to connect and chat with you. Again, there's so much, so many things out there that it's really easy, easy to have somebody say, narrow it down, narrow the focus and say, here, step into here, because this is what's going to take you from here to here. And then once you're here, it's here to here, here to here, right? Because the thing that takes you like that, it has that rebound associated with it. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. And, if you found this valuable, if you would share it with others that could benefit from this information. My mission is to educate women to get these tools so that they can take steps to be proactive on your health, so you're not stuck wondering, waiting. Again, my book's on Amazon. My podcast is out there, The Female Health Solution. So that's available for you to subscribe to. I also have a YouTube channel where all these videos get compiled up to YouTube. So if you have not subscribed, do so now, because lots of good content there for you to search through. Yeah, so that's what I got for you guys, and have a great night. I'll chat with you guys soon.